I'm cooking. Now, Valentine's Day is coming up, and my youngest daughter got married on Valentine's Day. So I'm going to make them a Valentine's Day cake for their anniversary. I was. I had all intentions, you guys. I really did. I was going to make this cake from scratch. I bought the cake flour. I got everything. I was going to make it from scratch. Then I got sidetracked. And you know what I got sidetracked with, right? Well, I was watching Queen Latifah, and she had on this shirt. Now, I wear big shirts. I love big shirts. She had on this shirt, and I said, boy, that looks nice. Then the next time I saw her, she had on a white shirt, which looked like a big shirt with the collar, and she had cuffs on it. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you know what I started doing, right? I started copying this shirt. Let me show you. What I did was combine. Here it is. That's the shirt she had on, except hers was thin. You can see through it, right? The red. And I'm going to combine the shirt. I'm going to make the boat neck, and I'm going to put cuffs on this bad number. I wish you could see it. It twinkles. I'm going to put a velvet dress. I'll make a velvet dress to go underneath that. What is going to be? That is going to be nice. You'll see it later. Anyway, back to the cake. Now, I'm going to make a two-tier cake. Right? It's going to look like that when I'm finished. On the top like that. The bottom is going to be a red velvet cake. Now, because this is so big, I used 2 boxes. Okay, so I doubled everything, which is, that's what you do. Anyhow, I got my eggs in here. See? Got my eggs in there. And wash some eggs. You know what I told you about those eggs, right? So just keep an eye on those eggs. Make sure that they're clear and not cloudy. You got that stem on it. Take it off. I have to take that off. So instead of using oil, which the box called for, a 1/3 cup of oil, I think it is, yeah, I'm using strawberry syrup. Oh, this is going to taste so good. Yes, it is. So I'm going to get this together here, and then I'll be back. I'm going to add I'll mix everything together. I'll mix mine together first. I like to mix everything together and then pour it in. I don't do one at a time. Here's my water. It calls for 1 1/4 cup of water, so I double it, so that's 2.5 cups. And then here's my, yeah boy, there's a syrup. I'm going to mix that in there. I'm going to pour it in a pan. And after I finish doing that, I'm going to be in the kitchen. You meet me in the kitchen, okay? Okay. Now, I decided I wanted to show you this, the cake, how it looks afterwards. So here it is. And then I'm going to go in the kitchen. I sprayed my pan with some, Baker's Joy. It keeps it from sticking, So I'm going to pour this batter in that pan, but I'm going to leave some of this batter out. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to leave some of this batter out because I'm going to take some of this batter. I'm going to make a white cake on the top. And some of that batter, this batter, I'm going to mix through that white cake, okay? It's going to be really, really pretty. And I forgot, I want you to see that. So, anyhow, that's what I'm going to do. That's just the right consistency there. It's going to be a good cake. Anyhow, look, I'm going to do this now, right? Pour it in there. And I'm going to leave some batter out for, yeah, that's good. I'll leave some batter out because I want to mix some in that cake, cake over there. Shake it around, make it nice and even. There. Now, my oven's already set at 350 degrees. It's been heating up, so it's already set. All I have to do is just put this in the oven and wait for it. I'm going to do 1 cake at a time because this is 2 different sizes. And I'm not, my oven is not a double oven where I can put one on top, one on the bottom. I'm not doing that. So anyway, I'm going to the kitchen. I'll meet you in there, okay? Okay, guys, I'm here in the kitchen. The oven's already set at 350. And I'm going to leave it in there for 25 minutes. And then I'm going to come check it and see what it's doing. Okay? So while this is cooking, I'm going to start the other cake mix. So I'll see you in a few. I'll come back and check. You'll see what it looks like, okay? Okay, guys, it's been 25 minutes, and I'm going to check that cake and see if it's ready to come out yet. I don't think it's ready yet, though. It's shaking. No, it's not ready. See, it's shaking. Nope, it's not ready. Got to go back in. I'm going to let it stay there for another 15 minutes. That's a big cake. Let me turn this timer off and put on another 15 minutes. There. When it starts pulling away from the pan, then I know it's ready. Okay, so I'll be back in 15 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. And it's finished. It's been in a total of 40 minutes. And I'm going to take this out. Let me turn this beeper off because it's beeping like I don't know what. There. Now I'm going to take this out. And it's pulled away from the sides a little bit, so it should be ready. It's clean coming out. Yep, it's ready. So I'm going to take this out now. I'm going to let that cool. And while that's cooling, I am going to take the white cake in there that I'm getting ready. I'll meet you back at the table. I'm going to do the white cake now. Okay, so I'll bring it in here after I finish. Well, you'll see it. I'll be back. I'll take you back over there. All right, now that's cooling in there, and I'm going to start on the white cake mix. With the white cake mix, you just follow directions on the box. I got a quarter cup. Was it a quarter cup? A quarter cup of vegetable oil. I'm going to use the oil in this one. And I use extra light olive oil. It's very good for baking. It really is very good. All right? You only need a cup of water. So that's fine. Now, I'm going to mix this together. And I want to tell you something. When you I made a big cake in there. All right? So I double the proportion. But a lot of times you really don't need the double amount of the eggs and all that stuff. So I mixed it all together. And I still had about 3/4 of a cup of the mixture of the eggs, the water, and the other together. So I took that out. I took out 3/4 of a cup. I measured it out for you. If you want to do this, it's a big pan. It's a 12 by 12. That's a heart-shaped pan. So that's 12 inches by 2 inches pan in there. All right. I took out 3/4 cup of the mixture. When I mixed the eggs together and all that, I took it and it made just perfect. So I took that out, right? So you don't need all of it in there. Sometimes you don't need the double amount of portions of eggs and things like that. But you can't. It's hard to differentiate that stuff. So I did it for you. Now, I left out the mixture, a little bit of the cake mixture, right? This is 1 3/4 cup. 1 3/4 cup. If you want to do a two-tone thing like I'm getting ready to do with this one, right? So that's already measured out for you too. 1 3/4 cup of that same batter from the 2 boxes of cakes put together. All right, so now you know. I'm going to mix this up. My eggs, remember I told you about the eggs? Watch those eggs. I'm going to mix them here together. What did I say? Together. Oil. And 1 cup of water. That's 1 cup of water in there. And I may not use all this. Sometimes you just don't need all that stuff. You don't need it all. Depending on the consistency of the cake. You want to get a good batter. But it depends on the consistency, what you're looking for to put in the batter. I like a good, not a pancake batter sort of when you finish up. You know how to make pancakes. A nice pancake batter, that you should end up the thickness of it. The consistency of the batter should be like a pancake batter when you finish. So if it's getting too loose, put a little bit in at a time and mix it up so you get what you want. Now, let me get my spoon. I thought I had it with me here, and I don't have it. Oh, here it is. Now, I don't have to say this every time, do I? Make sure you start with a clean surface, please. Make sure you start with a clean surface. Your hands got to be clean. All this stuff got to be clean. Don't start with a dirty surface. Clean your table real good. Make sure everything is clean. Now, I'm going to spray my pan with the Baker's Joy. That's good. It keeps the stuff from sticking. It's great. I love to use this stuff. Saves me a whole lot of problems. Get some and use it when you bake it. It'll save you a lot of headache. Spray your pan real good with that. Now, I start off mine like that, stirring. I like to do it like that. I used to do it by hand. I like doing things by hand. Add a little bit more in there. Stir it around. See? Is it almost getting to the consistency I want? Consistency. I say that for consistency, right? Anyway, almost the consistency that I want. A little bit more. And I think that'll do it. Let me see. I'm gonna use all of it. Okay. Okay, well, I got a chance to use all that for a change. Well, that's all right. Stir it up. Make sure you get it all mixed in there good. Now, my filling is very, very simple. You know those cream cheese and strawberry spread that you buy in the store and put on crackers? Well, okay, that's good. That's what I use. Oh, it's gonna be great. That's just right. Okay, that's a consistent, because that's a little bit heavier. Now, for the filling, in between the cakes, this is cream cheese spread. I got two. It's more than, I got way more than enough. You could maybe use one to do the inside, in between the cakes. This is 8 ounces. I use 2 of these. Cream cheese spread, strawberry cream cheese spread. Then I took a whole jar. This is, how many ounces? This is 9.5 fruit spread, strawberry fruit spread, and I mixed the whole thing in there. So I'm probably going to use a lot of that for the top of the cake, for the icing of the cake too. All right, now what I want to do with this, because this is heavy, it's going to make a nice, I hope. It's the first time I'm doing this, you know. So I'm going to be as much as surprised as you are. I'm going to take this and spoon it around in this. I should use a piping thing. I'm not good at those things though. So I'm going to do this. Go around the heart. As best I can. I already messed up, but it should come out okay. The idea is to have a little different look on the cake when you cut into it. That's what I'm aiming for. So you don't have to be perfect with these things. I mean, I'm not a perfect cook. It tastes good. Listen, they're going to eat it. Oh, Mom, it was delicious. You know, it's a thought that counts that I'm doing something for my baby and her husband. They've been together for 15 years. And these days, that's a coup. That really is a coup to be together 15 years. Huh? Me and my husband were together for 30 years, 32 years before he died. 32 wonderful, wonderful years. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, about Valentine's Day. It really is a wonderful holiday for married people, people who are in love and looking to get married, to spend their life together and have a family. You know, I watched a talk show the other day, and this man married 50 people, you know, for Valentine's Day. It was very, very nice. It was so nice to see that. It was very nice to see that. It really was. Anyway, I'm using just about all this because I don't know how this is going to turn out. I hope the whole thing don't turn out to be strawberry as well with this. Maybe it's a little tiny bit of white there, but I don't know. I'm trying something new. You guys are looking at me doing this, and you're looking at me with it, so I'm just sort of spreading it around. You probably could do this better with a piping thing, but I tell you the truth, I didn't think about it. I really did not think about that. So here we go with this. When it starts to come up, I'll show you what it looks like. Both of us going to be surprised. It should be nice though. Anyway, I'll meet you in the kitchen. I'm going to put this in the oven. Oh, by the way, let's see how long. This is 350. Yeah, 350 for about 25-30 minutes. So always, the box says one thing, but when your cake starts to pull apart from the sides, that's when you know it's done. Okay, you guys, here I am in the kitchen. I'm going to put this in now. It's at 350. We'll set for 25 minutes. And we'll come back and see what it's doing. There, let me set it for 25 minutes. Timer, 25 minutes. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's start. Now, my cake here, I'm going to show you something here. I hope this is ready, cooled off. I didn't test it to see yet. Let me see something first. Now, I got the cake over here. I didn't realize this thing was so big. You know what I think? It's humongous. But I'm going to see how much it pulls apart. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I'm going to test it first before I pour this out. I don't want this thing to be upside down and everything be everywhere. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys. Ha! Boy, I had to turn the camera on. But I wanted you to see. I bought it, and look at this. When you look at this, it came out really good. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, it really did come out like that. I want to show you. Look, 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 look. I turned it over like this. But it's not stuck there. Now see, there it is, right? And then I put this on top. And I took it and I turned it over like that. And it came out nice. I can't believe how, look at that, the first time I ever did that. Wow, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is really, really nice. That's really nice. Yes. Okay, now, I'm going to wait till that completely cool. Then I'm going to make a little heart shape. And don't ask me how I'm going to do this. I have no idea. I'll probably just put this on top after it really cools good. Put the filling on top of there. And whatever's left outside the cake, I just put the cake on top and it'll be fine. Then in the meantime, while that's cooking, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these strawberries. These are blueberries. I'm going to take these strawberries. If they're not really sweet, I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to cut them in half first. If they're not that sweet, I'm going to take them and sprinkle some sugar on and let them sit for until the cake is ready. And then after I put the icing on top, then I'm going to put the strawberries on the cake. And what are these, blueberries? Yeah, the blueberries. I'm going to put them on the cake. It's going to be so pretty. Oh, boy, they're going to be so surprised. They don't know I'm doing this, you know. So they're going to be surprised. Anyway, okay, guys, it's been 25 minutes. This thing is beeping. Let me see. No, not quite. It hasn't pulled away yet. See that? And it's still shaking. See it shaking? No, no, no. It's not ready yet. Not yet, not yet. I'll put it up for another 25, another 10 minutes. Timer off. Another 15 minutes. Another 15 minutes. And then we'll come back and take another look at it. When it starts to pull, get from the side and not shaking, then it's done. Okay. Okay, I'm about to take it out. I left it in there for another extra 5 minutes because it hadn't pulled away from the sides yet, and now it has a little bit and it's ready. So now I'm going to set it out, let it cool. And then I'm going to invert it on top of the other cake. Look at that. That's not bad for That's not bad for the first time, right? What do you think? Not bad for the first time. Okay, I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and I'll meet you back at the table. Hello, guys, I'm back. Now, this is completely cooled off. And what I'm going to do, the cream cheese, remember I made the cream cheese with the strawberries in and the strawberry spread? That's that. I'm going to take that and spread it on top all even. The other cake is ready. Look at how that cake. Can you see that? Wow, that came out really good. It's cooling off. It's still smoking, so I can't do anything with that yet. And I went ahead and made the buttercream frosting. It's actually on the cake box. You can see how much. I only put a quarter of a cup of margarine in it. I didn't put half a cup. I put a quarter of a cup of margarine, a whole box of confectionery sugar, right? And 8 ounces of regular cream cheese. 8 ounces of Philadelphia regular cream cheese. I creamed it together, and then I put in a teaspoon, a teaspoon? Yeah, a teaspoon of strawberry extract in there. And then I took the blender and got it nice and smooth, right? So as soon as that cools off, I'm going to put that on top of here, on top of this, and then I'm going to put it all together. You'll see. So I'm going to start doing this now. Oh, look at that. I'm going to put that on there now like this. Oh, you don't need to see me do the whole thing. I just want you to see me get started on it. And when I come back, I'll have that cake on top of this one, and then I'll start doing the other frosting, okay? So I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Let me get this done. You got things to do. You don't need to see the whole thing. It takes up too much time. Okay, guys, I have finished. The cake is cooled off, and I'm going to start decorating this cake. Oh, that is the first time I ever made a double-decker cake like that. I didn't know, I didn't start off doing this. I went to the store to get one more cake pan because I figured the pan looked so big, I didn't think I had enough. Not big. The pan looked very small. And I said, Lord, this is not going to be enough. This cake mix look too much. So I went to buy another pan. And then I saw a bigger pan. I said, oh, I'm not going to do a double thing. I'll just do 2. One big one, one small. That'll be fine. Be great. Then I said, well, I might as well get another box cake just to make sure I have enough for both pans. I went to get the cake. It's so strange. I went to get the cake for the red velvet cake, and I'm looking for the red velvet, and I can't find it. I can't find this cake. I'm looking, all of them didn't have it. All I had was white. I said, well, okay, I'll do strawberry on the bottom, and I'll do the white on top. Then I got to the cashier, and there was a whole display of red velvet cakes. So I bought another one. So I ended up with two red velvet cake. It just is ridiculous, please. You know, you start doing one thing, you wind up doing something else. Anyway, I'll put these strawberries around here on the cake like that. Actually, I think I'd put, you know, something, a small thing for me to do is ice this top first, because when I do that, I'm going to be able to do that, right? So I think I'm going to put the icing on the cake around the bottom first. I think that's a smart thing to do before I start. I cream everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to do this. That looks nice. It looks nice, you know. For the first time me doing something like this, I have never done anything like this before. My daughter's going to be so surprised when she sees it. And I'm going to come back after I finish doing this, because what I'm going to do is ice it all around, and then I'm going to put the strawberries. See, I started putting the strawberry there. So I'm going to put the strawberries around, and I'm going to put the blueberries, and then I'm going to decorate it also with some sprinkles. And then I got some chocolate hearts, a little chocolate heart. What goes better with strawberries than chocolate? So I'm going to, when I come back, you're going to see it all finished. It's going to look nice. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that day. Huh. I'll be back in a minute. Well, not a minute, but I'll be back. Okay, guys. Here is that cake, that famous cake. Oh, boy. I finished it. It looks pretty good. I'm going to go back to the camera so you can get a good, I'm going to get a good close-up so you can really see it. I got sprinkles all over it. All right? There's sprinkles all over this cake. And you know what I did to get them sprinkles on there. I have to vacuum later. Anyway, it looks nice. Got the sprinkles, got the blueberries, got the strawberries there, and then the chalk, 2 pieces of chalk. It's nice. She's going to like it. I know she's going to like it. Let me give you a close-up of the cake. I'll be right back. I'll show you. What do you think? It looks good, doesn't it? I think it looks good. I think it looks... And besides, I'm not a person that... I'm not a decorating, you know, a cake decorator. So for my first time, and this is my first time doing something like that, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, listen, I'll be back in a minute. I want to talk to you about Valentine's Day a little bit. It's going to get interesting, so stick with me. Okay, I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. I'm back again. I want to speak to you about Valentine's Day. A wonderful day. I love Valentine's Day. It's a wonderful day for people who are married and people who are in love and about to be married or in a relationship, a serious relationship, taking it to the next step in hopes of being married to each other, companion with starting a family or not starting a family, just playing companionship, and it's wonderful. It really is. My daughter, Alexa, my youngest daughter, Alexa, got married on Valentine's Day. Now, those two are something else again. They really are. Both of them are disabled. Alexa cannot count very well, and Chris is not good at traveling. And Alexa's good at traveling, and Chris is very good at counting. It's like two halves that made up a whole. Really, just something. And they're still together. 15 years they've been married. 15 years they've been married. Anyway, Valentine's Day is a day for your loved one, your spouse. It really is. I've been noticing a trend that's been happening lately, and it's disturbing. And the Lord had just really placed it on my heart to talk about it, to say something about it, because I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's just disturbing to me to see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's so many things out there happening out there in the world today, and this is just one more thing that does not need to be added. It really is one more thing that does not need to be added. Why am I going through all this with Valentine's Day? It's because Valentine's Day for your loved ones is not appropriate. It's just not. It's not appropriate for you to give a Valentine's gift to your mother, to your brother, to your father, to your sister. It's not. A couple of years back, and my husband died almost 5 years ago, and my son came over to the house here with his girlfriend, and gave me a Valentine's gift of a gift card for an eatery with his girlfriend. I said, oh, okay, thank you. That's nice. Then a couple of years later, my son-in-law bought my daughter a cake. My older daughter bought her a cake, a Valentine heart cake. And she was, Mom, could you have one piece coming? I said, okay, I'll have a piece of cake with you, you know. Then the next year I found myself saying, is Chris going to buy another cake for you for Valentine's Day? And I was like, wait a minute. Something's wrong with this picture. Something is wrong with this picture. What's wrong with that picture? I want you to think about what I'm going to say. Oh, Lord, I know I'm cooking now. Valentine's Day is for people who are married or in a serious relationship or looking to take their relationship to the next level, getting married or getting serious. That's a different type of love. That's not the same type of love that you have for your mother or your father or your sister or your brother or your cousins or your aunt. That's not the same type of love. Even for a fellow sister in the Lord, or a fellow person, a girl, another woman, that's a comrade love. You know, like David and Saul's son loved David, hid him. You know, that's a comrade love. That's a different type of love. That's not a love that you want to sleep with him. You know, and Valentine's Day is an intimate day, relationship-wise, because it is projecting that you want to marry this one and be intimate with them. You're going down that road to get to that point. Marriage for the rest of your lives together, or taking your relationship to the next level. Okay, that's what that's for. That's what the Valentine's Day for. It's not for you to celebrate Valentine's Day with your mother. That's absurd. Something is wrong with that, because you don't have the same love you have for your mother as you have for your girlfriend. You don't have the same, that's not the same type of love. A mother's love is not the same love that she has for her children as she has for her husband. You know better than that. You know that's not, you know good and well you don't have the same type of love you have for your son or your daughter as you have for your wife or your husband. It's a different type of love altogether. So that day should not be celebrated with your loved ones and your family. No. Birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, a special aunt, give her a nice present on her birthday, she raised you. You know, your cousin who's there for you all the time. Okay, her birthday's coming up, give her Christmas coming, give her a beautiful present, him a present. Not Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is not a day for that. Your best friend, your homie, your girlfriend. Valentine's Day is not a day that you celebrate with your girlfriend. No. I know there's a lot of things going out there in the world, and you know, it happens. I'm talking to born again Christians. All right? What do you think when your pastor says to you, the world is coming into the church? What do you think that means? It means that Christians are taking on worldly ways and bringing them into the house and practicing. They're practicing what the world is doing out there. That's what that means. You don't do that. All right? I'm going to show you something, okay, right quick. I'm not going to be before you long, and I'm not going to preach to you. But you need to, if you don't know this thing, you need to see it now. See, Leviticus. All right? Leviticus 18, verses 1 to 23. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but see, these things start subtle. It starts, why do you think that's in there? Why do you think the Lord put that in the Bible? Because he knows where these things can lead to if you just start these things on a low level. That's what that's there for. That's why it says in Deuteronomy, these words should not depart out of you. Keep them before you day and night. The law. If you do that, you won't even think about it. You'll be absurd. The minute it comes in your mind, it'll be absurd. You can get blindsided. Okay, all right, so it happened. But no, this is not right. You don't keep practicing it. You do not keep practicing something like that. That's not, God's not, the Lord is nowhere in that. He is nowhere in any of that. So if you've been giving Valentine's Day gifts to your mother or to your father, you need to stop. That's a corrupt foundation that you're laying there. And it's very subtle. And you know who started that, right? We know who started this. The devil. Okay, the devil. Yes. 2 Corinthians 2:11. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says they're not ignorant of his devices. What are his devices? His subtle ways of introducing things to you that make it seem like it's all right when it's not all right. It's not all right. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your children are watching this. You know something? My husband used to tease me in the house with the kids. I walked by, he'd pat me on the butt, and the kids, oh, they see the love between me and their father, and they would sit there and giggle. Look, Mom. Now, that's what you want your children to see. Not something heavy going on, but you want your children to see the love of their parents together. You don't want to see your son doing that to his mother. My son wouldn't do that to me. No, but the foundation you're laying, letting him give you flowers on Valentine's Day, no, don't do that. Don't do that. There's a line, there's a boundary, a moral boundary, and you're crossing it. The line is becoming blurred now. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right? That's not right. Just don't do it. God is not in any of that. In John 2 verse 24 and 25, the Lord knew this. He said he knows what's in man. And he was talking about faith there. John 2 and 24, 25. He was talking about faith there. But he know what was in man. He know what's in man. They can't be trusted. Half of them can't be trusted. They do one thing and they say one thing and do something else. Hypocrites. That's what he said. He knows man. He knows what's in them. He knows what's in you. That's why these things are in the Bible for you to practice. He called you out of darkness into the marvelous light. Look at 1 Peter 2:9. You're from a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. What do you think that means? It means that you don't practice what them people out there are doing because God has called you unto himself. So why in the world would you take on the ways that's not of God and keep doing it? If you're doing this in your household, you need to stop. If you're letting this go on in your household on Valentine's Day, you need to stop. Now, there's nothing wrong with, your children, it's Valentine's Day, and I made my daughter a Valentine's Day cake. She got married on Valentine's Day. It's her anniversary cake as well. Nothing wrong with something like that. You got to put things in perspective. And people tend to go way too far to the left or way too far they have no balance. There's a balance in everything that you do in your life. And this is one of them. And celebrating Valentine's Day with your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, that's not right. That's one of those off the wall things that's gone way too far. I was in a store and I saw children's clothes for little girls, Valentine hearts. What is that? What is that saying? What's that saying? You're putting this in your children, the young age? No. The world is, the bottom line. This is money. They don't care. That's cute. No, don't buy that for your little girl. Don't put them clothes on your little girl for Valentine's Day. There are enough perverts out there as it is, without you doing that. That's a subtle thing. Subtle devices. Don't you understand? Don't you see? Don't do that. Don't feed into that. And if you've been doing it, I gotta say it again. You need to stop. You need to stop that. Now, don't start laying a corrupt foundation. All right? God has called us into the marvelous light, out of darkness. Don't do that. Oh, Lord, I know I'm cooking now. Valentine's Day is for people who are in love, intending to possibly go to the next level in a relationship, possibly marriage, for married people who are in love with each other, who procreate, have children, or for companionship. It's not for you to celebrate with your family members. Okay? That's not a day for that. There are all other days in the year for that. Valentine's Day is not it. So please, I want you to think about these things. Think about it. If you think about it, you know I'm right. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know who she thinks she is. Listen, right is right, whether you want to believe it or not. Right is still right. And you say, well, nobody's doing this and nobody would take it that far. Yeah, people do. People do take things that far. People take things to the extreme all the time. It starts out very slow, and before you know it, it's going to wind up somewhere over there. Then the people are wondering, how in the world could this happen? When did this? Well, it always starts with a little something so innocent. That's how they start. So don't do that. Don't feed into that. Don't let it start happening in your household. If it's happening in your household, please do yourself a favor and stop it. Put things in perspective where they should be. All right? A good example is David and Saul's son. They were comrades, a love between them, like brothers. He didn't want to sleep with him. That's what Valentine's Day is an intimacy between a man and a woman who they want to be with for the rest of their life or go to the next level. The intimacy of it. That's what's disturbing. That's what it means. You understand? Don't do that. There's an underlining thing there that you're not picking up. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not right to do. Okay? Now, happy Valentine's Day. Lord, to all of those out there who are married, I gotta hand it to what is his name? Steve Harvey. He married 50 of them in this week. 50 women and men got married. Love was in the air. That was so beautiful. I saw that. It was very nice. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. And I'll see you later. Oh, Lord, I know I'm cooking now. I must be burning up. I'll talk to you later.